everyone, it's Pam back with Tattered Paper and Lace, and I wanted to come back and do another Margarete Miller video. We'll be on week 5. I'm doing these in advance, so forgive me if I say something wrong or point out the wrong ones or whatever, because I'm doing these videos in advance. As soon as I can get a collage made, I am recording it and then putting it on YouTube, go ahead and downloading it and having it come out the day it's supposed to come out. So it is early, but I'm on week 5, and I will post this on the Monday that will be week 5. So let's get to it and see what we come up with today. Now, I'm not showing you the other side because I've done a little bit on the other side, and so we'll get to that in a minute. So let's see what we need. First, do hashtag 2025 CWP5, and let's see what we need. So first, we need a dictionary page. I have used a page from this dictionary, which is, I don't know if you can see, it's a Webster's, but it's a 1928 copyright or edition. So that's an old one. The something you can do without and the something crinkled, we'll get to that in a minute. A draw, I don't know why it's not focusing. Why isn't it focusing? I don't know. Oh well. A drawing or a sketch, something circular, and a piece of wrapping paper. So a drawing or a sketch, I'm going to use this lady, came out of a magazine. Something, a piece of wrapping paper, which is the bonus, is this, and it came from this. Let me pull you back in. Let me pull you. I have to raise it up. It came from this wrapping paper, which is very old, and so I'm using this little piece here. And then the something circular, we'll get to that in a minute too. So let's show you what I've done so far. So first off, the dictionary page is my background. And then the something you can't do without. I was having a hard time figuring out what would be something I could do without, because there's a lot of things that I could do without. But you know, it just wasn't something I could come up with. So I asked my husband, what could he not do without? And the first thing he said, I'll have to raise you back up. Hold on. The first thing he said, I mean, right off the bat, was toilet paper. He said I couldn't do without toilet paper. So that's what I have used as my something you can't do without. And I also used that for something crinkled, because what I've done, dictionary pages in the background, along the edge here, I did, where are they? I pulled off one square. It's double ply, so I separated the plies, and I took, actually, let me see if I can show you what I did. I took, I have this matte medium that's in a tube, and I'll show you on here what I did. So all I did was took my matte medium, put it on my finger, and I dabbed it along the edge that I wanted to use, because I didn't want it to go all the way around. Then I took my pieces, crinkled this up, took it and just laid it down and crinkled it up some more. Let it dry just a second or two, and then and then, I needed to put a little bit on top. I actually put that a little heavier on the bottom than I did on my piece here. And then crinkled it up some more, and then I just tore it off pieces, just tore off the pieces. It's like that. And I did this is a little heavier than, because I scraped it so that it would not, because I wanted to see the dictionary through it. So I did that along the edge, and that's how I did it. I don't know if all that was in frame. Apologies if not. But that's how I did that. So I did that along the edge here. And the reason I didn't do it all the way around is because these other pieces are going to go to the edge. And I did not want it to be bumpy underneath these pieces because they're not very thick paper. This wrapping paper is, you can tell from the back, it's rather thin and old. And if I had done it back here, it would have been bumpy, and I didn't need for it to be, and I didn't want it to be, so I didn't do that. Okay, so we're going to put this on here. I'm going to lose a little bit of that flower up there, but I want the rest of this to be right along. This particular piece just kind of went along perfectly with this circle. So we're going to put a little bit of glue here because I can't do it all the way yet. And I'm going to put a little bit right here. Not that far out. Right in here. Like right there. Okay. Now, that is going to go there. And I will finish that out in just a few minutes. But I need that there to have the placement for her. And she is going to go underneath there, but her shoulder is going to come across the top. And that's going to come across the top. I want her elbow to be right at the edge, just like that. So that's where she's going to go. Oops, I'm out of frame. Sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and glue her down as well. Let me go ahead and I can glue all of her down because there's not going to be anything else on here. This one I struggled with a bit, which the other four I didn't really struggle with too much. This one I struggled with a bit. I couldn't get everything to come together what I originally wanted to do. It wasn't working. And so finally I found this image. I was having trouble with the image going along with what I wanted the story to, my story to be, if you will. Now I'm not getting this in the right place now. Come on, lift up for me. It goes down here like that, and then she goes over the top here like that. Okay, that'll have to be good enough. Sticky fingers. Okay, she's a little more over than she was. That's okay though. I don't mind. And then I also wanted to use this little piece to go along here, right along the edge here. And then I'll have to show you what's the circular going to be. But I'm going to go ahead and glue this all the way down to the edge, the end here, because nothing else is going under it. This is going to go over it. And I'm going to go ahead and glue the rest of this guy down because I need for that glue to dry along this edge here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down along the edge and down through here. Now, I originally tried, the word botany is right up here, and I really tried to keep that in there, but that just wasn't going to work. But the reason I wanted to keep botany in there is because, so you're going to see me sand off the edges of this, but it needs to dry just a bit, because she is a botanist, but she also loves to do needlepoint, maybe is what this is. And so she wanted to figure out a way that she could include both things in her life. So she decided that she would do her stitching with botanicals or, plants, whatever her little heart desires when the time came. And so that's why I was trying to keep the word botany, but that just didn't happen. So that's okay. I have something else I'm going to put up there where that would have been. And I wanted to just fill in this bottom bit a little bit more. And this kind of goes along with the circle shape. And so I thought I cut that off. And I just thought I'd add it back in a different way. Now, I should have used, it'll dry nicely. I usually don't have problems with it drying smooth. But on magazine, I should have, but I didn't. But we'll do this. And remember, I told you about my roller here. Okay, so that'll get dry. Now, let me show you what my something circular is going to be. And it may not work as well now because I had more room over here. I was emptying my, I couldn't figure out what to do circular on this thing. And I was emptying my hole punch. And these green hole punched things came out. And I said, oh, that's what I need to use. That would work out well. You know, you gotta think outside the box when you got little. And round is a little more challenging than one might think it is. But I have this little picker-upper thingy that has this little... So I'm going to pick these up, put a little glue on there, and then stick it down where I want it to be. It's going to be right over here. And any of them that hang over, then I will... So this is just going to be kind of like an extension of the leaves, if you will. And that's, yeah, this is not going to work as well as it would have if I'd have put her in the right place. I don't know how I didn't get her exactly in the right place, but I didn't. But that's okay. I've had this little tool right here for ages and ages. That helps you. It's got other, there's something else it does too. Oh, it's got a point. Oh, it's a, I didn't realize that it was also a pointy tool. I mean, a pokey tool. So it's a multi-use tool. So that's kind of neat. Okay, let's get the other ones down. See, it has this little putty sort of thingy at the end that I've had it forever. I don't even know where it came from. It's called a pick-me-up. And so that's what I'm using to pick these little guys up. And I use it if I'm using little gems or whatever. Okay, whoops. That's my something circular. It's these little guys. Let's move that one over just a little bit. And down just a little bit. Okay. And I think that pretty much covers it. But I am going to do something else. Let's see. I need my nail file, which I did the little standing off of these things with. And I think that it is probably dry enough. Feels like it is. This I'm going to have to cut because it's a little, with that dot, it's a little bit thick right there to sand off. So, because that cut off just the tiniest little bit of that. Okay, so let's see what we get here. Come on. There we go. smooth at the edges as we go here. Okay, there we go. Let's get the rest of this off. This circle deal here is interesting because what you put on it, you then have to say, okay, what's going to be cut off? It's kind of interesting to know what you're going to come up with when you get it on there. Okay, now smooth around that. Okay, there we go. That's how I do the edges of those things. So that has a little bit of leaf on it. I might keep that for something else. I don't know yet. We'll see. Okay, I'm kind of talking to myself. Sorry, wasn't talking very loudly. Okay, so that is my collage, but it's a little blank up here at the top. So I wanted to add a little something up there. So I thought I'd get out my Tim Holtz words and see what there was in there, and I found what I wanted to use. So I spared you my search by going ahead and searching and finding it. And I want to use cheerful. It says to be cheerful and optimistic. Well, I'm going to cut off the to be. I just wanted to say cheerful and optimistic because she seems to be a very cheerful, optimistic person. And see that whole thing, I didn't get her in the right place exactly, but we just have to deal with it. And I think I'm just going to put it right up here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. For one, botany was right here, and the next word is botch, and I didn't really want botch to be the word that showed. And I could have moved that down a little bit, but I didn't want the blank space. Botany was right at the top of the page, and I didn't want the blank space that would be there if I whoops, let's not put it upside down. So I'm going to do it just over her head a little bit, just like that, because I want to cover up botched. Okay, go up a little bit more. Nope. There we go. We can see a little bit of the word, but I don't want to see a lot of it. I didn't want you to be able to tell what it said. So she looks cheerful and optimistic to me, so that's what I thought I would put there. Okay, let's ink around the edge and then go through the prompts to make sure we have everything. That little bit didn't come off, so let's do that with the scissors. There. Okay. Now, that is the, oh, I need to ink around this while I'm at it. So while I'm doing that, let me thank you all for coming. If you have been following all along with me, I appreciate you coming back, and I wish you would leave me a comment as to what you think about this collage. And are you liking the circles? I hope so, because there's going to be 52 of them. Or I'm aiming for 52 of them, which will be the completion of this challenge. So I'm hoping you're enjoying the circle coaster idea. And if you've just found me, welcome. Thank you for coming, and I hope you will come back again. I hope you like what you see, and that you will come again to see what else that I might be doing. And so let's go over the prompts real quickly. Okay, a dictionary page is in the background. Something you can't do without is my toilet paper. That is also what I used to have something crinkled. I have a drawing, which is this lovely young lady. Something circular is my punched out hole punch pieces. And then a piece of wrapping paper is this stitched floral, and it really does look like it's stitched. It's like a photograph of somebody's stitching. Really quite cool. Very old. It came from my mother's things, and it's very, very old. So that is my collage for this week. Let's get this. Oh, I found the perfect ink to use. Chestnut. I'll show you. I just discovered this. I had it for a while, but I have this chestnut color box pad, and it is the perfect color to cover up these little bits of the letters that I don't want to show. So I'm glad I found that. Anyway, again, thank you for coming. I hope that you enjoy what you see. You'll come back. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And what is the thing that you can't do without? I thought, well, toilet paper was a good choice. I mean, I was thinking, what I couldn't do without food. I couldn't do without water, you know, because you can't live without those things. But when he said toilet paper, I just went, aha, that's what I'm using. And I told my husband that I was going to tell you that that's what he said. He was fine with that. Okay, so that is week number 5 of my coaster collages. So I appreciate you coming along. Please let me know what you think. And let me bring you in a little bit. You can see it a little bit better. And again, I appreciate you coming. Those who have been following me, thank you and welcome back. And those who have just found me, thank you and welcome. So I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.